Here comes the sun, I say it's alright.
Well, the Beatles are the best-selling band of our time. The Fab Four of John, Paul, George, and Ringo launched their career in the 1960s. But did you know there was a fifth Beatle, a drummer, not Pete Best, another drummer who played with the band for just 13 days?
That drummer is the subject of the book, The Beatles Who Vanished, and an updated version of the book with new information about Jimmy Nicol is set to be released today. The author, Jim Birkenstadt, joins us now to tell us more. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to both of you.
I think we've all heard of Pete Best,
Yeah.
the Beatle that never, made it when they,
Right.
who? I've never heard of Jimmy Nicol.
Well, Pete Best was replaced by Ringo in 1962. Then in 1964, Ringo went into the hospital with tonsillitis 12 hours before the Beatles' first ever world tour, and there was no way to cancel the shows. So they had to find another drummer. And the third person they called agreed to come in and try out with the Beatles at Abbey Road, and that was Jimmy Nicol.
Wow. So he must have been a good drummer. How did he fit in with the Beatles, and what was his experience like?
Well, he fit in quite well because he knew many different styles of drumming by the time he came to try out with the Beatles.
Is this him?
And he also, yep, there he is drumming. He also learned all of Ringo's parts accidentally 6 months earlier doing recording sessions of cover songs of the Beatles.
Oh.
So when he walked in and did all these drum parts, they were amazed that he already knew what he was doing.
Wow.
They appreciated that. They didn't have to rehearse.
Yeah.
And then he just sort of got along with them from a social aspect.
But he had to know this was a temporary gig. Ringo's coming back. Tonsillitis doesn't last forever. Why is this the Beatle who vanished? Didn't he just get replaced by Ringo again? What happened?
You know, it's a fascinating story because he goes to the top of the entertainment world in the course of 13 days. He said in a quote, "The day before I was a Beatle, no girl would even look at me. The next day I get out of a limo with the Beatles and they're tearing my clothes off." So it was an emotional roller coaster for him. And within a year of being with the Beatles, he was divorced, he was bankrupt, he was unemployed, and he walked out the door and disappeared.
Yeah, why? Why didn't that launch his career?
Well, he thought it would. He thought he could actually compete with his own band against the Beatles. But, you know, when you're a drummer in the back row and some unknown person is singing for your group, you're not going anywhere. If you look at Nirvana, Dave Grohl, after he left there, he picked up a guitar and moved to the front, and now the Foo Fighters are a huge band. But Jimmy Nicol didn't follow that pattern.
So why did he vanish, and how long was he gone? What happened?
He, 1965, he walked out the door, and the next place I located him was in Gothenburg, Sweden. And he picked up with a band called the Spotniks for 2 years, and then they had a 1 month trip in Mexico City. And after 2 years, he was fired because he was partying a little bit too much. And I asked them, where did Jimmy go? And they said, we don't know. He liked bossa nova. Maybe he went to Brazil. Took me another 2 years to find out he stayed in Mexico City for several years and started another new career there. Each time he would use his gold watch given to him by the Beatles sort of as a badge of credibility, and then he would get gigs in Mexico. And then again, I talked to his ex-wife there, and she said the trail went cold again when he disappeared. So it's just I've been spending decades figuring out where he went and what he did.
Yeah.
And now you've found out, and the gold watch. So as we end this segment, where was he and what's the story?
Well, I'd like to leave it for the readers as to where he is now, but I will say that in any mystery, if you follow the woman, she will lead you to the mystery man. And I went over old interviews and found these mentions of this clandestine Josephina, and it turns out that she was the person that led me to finally locating Jimmy Nicol. As for the gold watch, in about 2005, he gave it away. And I talk about in the book how and why you would give away the most iconic piece of memorabilia of your whole life.
Well,
Mystery.
it's fascinating. The updated version of The Beatle Who Vanished is out today. You can find it on Amazon. Thanks, Jim. Fascinating story.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me on.